Hey, beautiful Aquarius souls. Welcome back to Cosmic Blueprint Astrology. I'm Sino, and today we're exploring February 2026 for all my innovative, visionary Aquarius suns, moons, and rising signs. Aquarius, February 2026 is your month in the most profound way possible. This is a month of complete rebirth and reinvention, with a rare solar eclipse happening in your sign that will catalyze one of the most significant identity transformations you'll experience in years. The cosmos is asking you to step into a new version of yourself, more authentic, more aligned, more you than ever before. We've got major transits including a Leo full moon in your relationship sector, Saturn entering your third house of communication, a new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius in your first house of self, Mercury retrograde in your financial zone, and the once in 36 years Saturn-Neptune conjunction. So this is a life-changing energy that will reshape your identity, your partnerships, your resources, and how you communicate your brilliant ideas. Whether you're an Aquarius sun, moon, or rising, this forecast will help you navigate one of the most personally transformative months of the decade. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss cosmic guidance. Your support means everything. So, okay, let's dive into February 2026 for Aquarius. We begin February with a full moon in Leo on February 1st, illuminating your seventh house of relationships, partnerships, marriage, and one-on-one commitments. Full moons bring culmination, release, and powerful clarity, and this one is shining a spotlight on your most important relationships and how you show up in partnerships. Leo energy is bold, generous, warm, and heart-centered, and in your seventh house, this full moon is asking you, are your relationships authentic and reciprocal? Are you being seen and appreciated for who you truly are? What needs to shift in how you balance independence with commitment? So this could manifest as relationship milestones like engagements, marriages, business partnerships formalizing, or conversely, relationships reaching natural completion if they no longer serve mutual growth. You might receive clarity about what you truly need from partnerships versus what you've been settling for. The seventh house is about the mirror that relationships provide. This full moon might show you important truths about yourself through how others respond to you, what patterns keep repeating in your partnerships, or whether you've been compromising your authentic self to maintain connection. Leo wants bold, authentic expression and generous love. This full moon is asking you to bring your whole self into partnerships, to be seen fully, and to ensure your relationships celebrate your uniqueness rather than require you to diminish it. Some Aquarians might step into more visible partnerships, like publicly committing to romantic partners, launching business collaborations, or simply acknowledging the importance of specific relationships in your life. Pay attention to what's culminating in your partnerships. Aquarius, you value independence and can sometimes keep people at arm's length emotionally. This full moon is asking, can you maintain your individuality while also allowing deep, committed connection? Where do you need to open your heart more fully? This is particularly significant because in just over 2 weeks, you'll have a solar eclipse in your sign, and this full moon is preparing you by showing you what needs to shift in how you relate to others before you step into your new identity. On February 3rd, Uranus stations direct in Taurus, moving through your fourth house of home, family, roots, and emotional foundation. Uranus has been retrograde since September 2025, and during that time, you've been internally processing revolutionary changes to your home life, family dynamics, or sense of emotional security. Now that Uranus is moving forward, these insights can be implemented more actively. Uranus in the fourth house brings sudden changes in living situations, unexpected family developments, or breakthroughs in your emotional foundations. With Uranus direct, you might experience unexpected moves or changes to your living situation, sudden clarity about family patterns that need to shift, or the courage to create a home environment that truly reflects your authentic values rather than traditional traditional expectations. The fourth house is about roots and belonging. Uranus here is liberating you from conventional ideas about what home and family should look like. Your home life might be unconventional, your family structure might break from tradition, or your emotional security might come from sources other than biological family. This could manifest as sudden decisions to move, renovate in innovative ways, establish chosen family connections, or completely reimagine what home means to you. Some Aquarians might embrace nomadic lifestyles, communal living, or technology-integrated smart homes. Trust any impulses towards authenticity in your private life and home environment. Aquarius, you're already unconventional in the public sphere. Uranus in your fourth house is asking you to extend that authenticity to your most private foundational spaces. Mercury then enters Pisces on February 6th, followed by Venus on February 10th. Both planets are moving through your second house of money, values, possessions, and self-worth. Pisces energy is intuitive, spiritual, generous, and focused on what transcends material reality. In your second house, this creates an interesting dynamic around money and resources. With Mercury in your second house, your thinking about money becomes less analytical and more intuitive. You might make financial decisions based on gut feelings, be drawn to income that involves creativity or healing, or think about resources in more spiritual terms, like recognizing that some forms of wealth can't be measured in dollars. This is excellent energy for artists, healers, or anyone whose income involves emotional or spiritual work. However, Mercury in Pisces can also bring confusion around finances, so you'll need to stay organized with practical details, even while trusting your intuition. Venus in your second house brings opportunities for income, enhances your earning potential, and helps you attract resources more easily. This is lovely energy for financial abundance, especially through creative or relationship-based work. The second house is also about values and self-worth. So with both Mercury and Venus here in Pisces, you're being asked, what do you truly value beyond material possessions? How does your self-worth relate to your bank accounts? Can you value yourself regardless of your financial situation? So this is powerful energy for Aquarius because it asks you to integrate your idealistic humanitarian values with practical financial reality. How can you earn money in ways that align with your values? How can you use your resources to support causes you believe in? For some Aquarians, this could manifest as income from creative or spiritual work, donations or charitable giving that feels meaningful, or simply recognizing that your worth isn't determined by your productivity or bank balance. On February 13th, Saturn enters Aries and begins its 2.5-year journey through your third house of communication, learning, local community, and mental activity. Saturn is the planet of structure, discipline, maturity, and mastery. So when Saturn moves through your third house, it's asking you to get serious about how you communicate, what you're learning, and how you share your ideas with the world. The third house is about your mind, your communication style, your relationship with learning, and your connections with your local community. With Saturn here, these areas require more focus, discipline, and commitment. For some Aquarians, this transit will bring opportunities to develop your communication skills professionally. So perhaps through writing, teaching, speaking, or other forms of knowledge sharing. Saturn rewards dedication, so if you commit to developing mastery in communication or a particular field of study, recognition will follow. This transit often indicates serious study or training. You might pursue formal education, commit to learning a new language or skill, or dedicate yourself to mastering a subject that requires sustained mental effort. Saturn in the third house can also bring more responsibility related to siblings, neighbors, or your local community. You might need to support siblings, take on leadership roles in your neighborhood, or commit to local community work. The gift of Saturn in the third house is developing genuine expertise and authoritative communication. Your ideas become more structured, your communication more precise, and your learning more disciplined and thorough. The shadow side can be mental pressure, communication difficulties, or feeling burdened by learning or local responsibilities. The key is to embrace structure without becoming rigid, to value precision without losing your innovative edge. Aquarius, you're naturally brilliant and innovative, often receiving downloads of ideas from the collective. Saturn in the third house is asking you to give those ideas structure, to communicate them more clearly and professionally, and to develop the discipline required to truly master your areas of interest rather than just skimming the surface. February 17th brings the most significant transit of the month and possibly the year for you. A new moon, annular solar eclipse in Aquarius, landing directly in your first house of self, identity, appearance, and personal preference. So Aquarius, this is your eclipse. This is happening in your sign, in your house of self. So this is a cosmic reset button on your entire identity and life direction. Eclipses are fated turning points that bring sudden shifts and accelerated evolution. Solar eclipses specifically mark powerful new beginnings, and when a solar eclipse happens in your first house, it's initiating a complete rebirth of who you are and how you show up in the world. This eclipse is asking you, who are you becoming? What aspects of your old identity are you ready to release? How do you want to show up in the world moving forward? So this could manifest in countless ways, like dramatic changes to your appearance, shifts in your personal style or presentation, clarity about your life direction and purpose, or simply a profound internal shift in how you see yourself and what you believe is possible for your life. Some Aquarians will make visible external changes like new haircuts, style transformations, even changes to your name or how you want to be addressed. Others will experience internal shifts that gradually become visible over the next 6 months as the eclipse energy unfolds. The first house is about initiation and new beginnings. This eclipse is giving you permission. Actually, it's giving you a cosmic push to reinvent yourself completely. This is not about small adjustments. This is about stepping into a new version of yourself that's more aligned with your authentic truth. Pay attention to insights, opportunities, or encounters around the eclipse date. You might meet people who catalyze your transformation, receive unexpected opportunities that require you to step into a new role, or simply have powerful realizations about who you're meant to be. This eclipse is particularly potent because it's happening while Saturn is entering your communication house, and the Saturn-Neptune conjunction is about to occur. The universe is supporting a complete overhaul of your identity, how you communicate that identity, and your understanding of your life purpose. The shadow side of first house eclipses can be identity crisis, confusion about direction, or feeling confused from your previous sense of self. If this happens, trust that the old identity needed to dissolve to make space for who you're becoming. Aquarius, you're the sign of evolution, innovation, and the future. So this eclipse is asking you to embody those qualities in your own life. What would the most authentic, evolved future version of yourself look like? This eclipse is helping you become that person. So the effects of this eclipse will continue to unfold over the next 6 months through to August 2026 and will set the tone for a new chapter of your life that could last for years. This is one of the most important astrological events of your lifetime, so take it seriously, honor it, and use it consciously. The Sun then enters Pisces on February 18th, joining Mercury and Venus in your second house. And then on February 20th, we have the extraordinary Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries in your third house. So, the Saturn Neptune conjunction is one of the most significant astrological events of 2026. These planets only meet once every 36 years, and this conjunction in your third house of communication is profoundly transformative. Saturn represents structure, discipline, reality, and material form. Neptune represents dreams, ideals, inspiration, and spiritual vision. So, when they both come together in your third house, they're asking you to communicate your visions in grounded, structured ways. This conjunction can manifest as finding the discipline to write or communicate about spiritual or creative subjects, developing the ability to translate abstract or visionary ideas into language others can understand, or committing to learning that bridges the practical and the mystical. For many Aquarians, this could mean serious writing projects that share your visions, teaching or speaking that makes complex or spiritual concepts accessible, or using communication as a vehicle for inspiration and healing. The shadow side of Saturn-Neptune can bring confusion in communication, difficulty articulating your ideas clearly, or the disillusionment with learning or education. Some communication projects or learning paths built on illusion might dissolve. This conjunction is asking you, can you communicate your innovative ideas in ways that are both inspiring and practical? Can you bridge the visionary and the real in your writing, speaking, or teaching? Can you give form to your ideas through clear, structured communication? Aquarius, you naturally receive brilliant, innovative ideas from the collective consciousness. This conjunction is teaching you to ground those downloads, to structure them, and to communicate them in ways that actually create change rather than just remaining abstract concepts. We then close February with Mercury stationing retrograde in Pisces on February 26th, still in your second house, and on February 27th, the North Node forms a semi-square to Chiron. Mercury retrograde in your second house of money and values is asking you to review your relationship with resources, income, and what you truly value. So this isn't the time to make major purchases or financial commitments. Instead, use this period to reflect on your financial patterns and values. You might revisit your budget, reconsider income strategies, or have important realizations about what you're investing your resources in and whether those investments align with your authentic values. Pisces makes this retrograde more intuitive, so pay attention to your feelings about money and worth. This is excellent timing for revising your approach to finances, processing any scarcity mindset or worthiness issues, or simply giving yourself space to reconsider what abundance truly means to you beyond dollar amounts. The semi-square between the North Node in Pisces and Chiron in Aries brings attention to old wounds around belonging, being different, and feeling alienated. Chiron in Aries represents wounds around self-assertion and the courage to be yourself, while the North Node in Pisces is calling you towards spiritual connection and recognizing your oneness with the collective despite your uniqueness. So for Aquarius, this might trigger old pain around being too different, not fitting in, being rejected for your uniqueness, or feeling isolated because others don't understand your vision. Perhaps you've been wounded by communities or groups that couldn't accept your authentic self. This invitation is to acknowledge these wounds with compassion while recognizing that your difference, your uniqueness, your ability to see the future before others can, these are your gifts, not your flaws. The right people will celebrate your uniqueness, not reject it. These wounds are surfacing now because they're ready to be healed, especially as the solar eclipse asks you to step fully into your authentic identity without apology or diminishment. Aquarius, February 2026 is your rebirth month. With the solar eclipse in your sign, you're being given a cosmic opportunity to completely reinvent yourself and step into the most authentic version of who you are. Saturn in your communication house will help you articulate your vision. The relationship full moon showed you what needs to shift in your partnerships. The financial transits are realigning your values and resources. So this is a month to embrace transformation, to release old versions of yourself that no longer serve your evolution, and to step boldly into what you're becoming. The universe is supporting your rebirth in unprecedented ways. So your cosmic homework this month is consciously work with the solar eclipse energy by setting intentions for who you want to become. Review your financial patterns and align your resources with your values. Develop your communication skills and learning. Honor your relationships while maintaining your authentic independence. And most importantly, trust that being different is your superpower, not your problem. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below telling me what you're experiencing as an Aquarius. I love hearing from you. But until next time, embrace your evolution and remember, you're not just living under the stars, you're made of them. So stay blessed, beautiful souls, and I'll catch you in the next video.